the Awakened Jenn, and today I'm coming live. So I had a new idea, and I'm starting it out this week. All right, so if you are new to this channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. If you find value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications, and it will let you know every time I post a new video. I post one video a week right now, and like I said, if you hit that bell, it will let you know every time a new video goes out. And if you are interested in a private reading, I do offer private readings. You'll find more information about that down in the description box below. All right, so let's get started with what I had planned for today. So, like I said, this is kind of a new thing for me to be live. This was sort of an inspired idea that I am acting on right now, and I am like so terrified about this, but I'm doing it anyways. Um, I had actually recorded my weekly video, and I don't know if you guys even realize like how I did my schedule. But let me just kind of explain that first, and then we'll go into the rest of that. So typically, I would record a video on Monday, and then I would spend all week kind of editing, tweaking, whatever, and then it posts on my YouTube on Saturdays at 11. Well, this week I did my video on Monday, which was about the full moon in Leo. And for whatever reason, I did not feel confident about that video at all. There were some good messages in it, but like I tried something new at the beginning and it kind of threw me a little bit, and I just didn't love the way that it came out. So I decided I did not want to post that video. It did actually post though on accident because I didn't want to lose the messages in it, because I figured I could still use them for other things. But when I uploaded it to YouTube, I hadn't even edited or anything. I just uploaded it so that I would have it and I could delete it off of my phone where I store all my videos before. And I accidentally uploaded it as live. So some people did actually see that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I did get some likes on it. So I was just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Because I had not intended for that one to be public. But because of that, because I decided not to use that video, then I had to decide, well, how am I going to get another video in to be able to post on Saturday for my weekly video? And I actually had a very busy week. Tuesday, I had to speak for the tarot certification. I was explaining kind of this stuff, how I built my YouTube channel. And I was also, the biggest part of that was that I was explaining how, what has led me to here where I'm at was following my intuition. It was just like I didn't have a full plan of how everything needed to come together and work. I was just trusting as every new hit came to me, like, that's for me. I followed that. That's for me. I followed that. And that's just kind of what has developed to where I'm at now. And it's continuing to develop by that same course of just following those little intuitive hits that I keep getting. And so I had started getting this intuitive hit that my readings needed to be live instead of me recording them on Mondays and then, editing and all that, to just go live, to just set a time on Saturday to come in, hit that live button, and do my readings that way. I mean, and for multiple reasons. One is I am at such a lack of time right now because I've just got way too much. I've spread myself way too thin. Um, but it's just, I just feel like that it's going to help the overall process. So like that was just kind of what was given to me. So I'm following that hit. That's why I'm here. So my plan for now, until this doesn't feel like it's what I need to do, is to just start showing up live on Saturdays to do my reading. So whatever comes out will come out. I'm just going to do an energy forecast just to see what's coming for that week ahead, because these are weekly readings that I'm doing. If I feel more called to do like a twin flame or something, I will do that, or ancestor, whatever needs to come out. But I'm just going to just follow the intuitive hits and let that guide every bit of this. And so today, really what my focus is what we don't see coming. So what we don't see coming for February, this week ahead, because we're moving into February this week. we have had a whole lot of astrological shifts, just starting out January, and a lot has been set into motion. And then there's going to be another big hit of astrology that's going to hit in February, that is just kind of just setting things up to really, expand us. And I mean, it's just really big energy. And so what I kind of noticed right here is this coming week is kind of a lull between the energies. And so I feel like whatever we've kind of just stirred up and started, got, the ideas started growing, that right now those are kind of integrating into us and letting them kind of like, you know, feel it out. Let's just feel this out, and what do we need to do with this before we move into this next energy that's going to activate it again and really set things into motion. So this week, I feel like, there may not be a whole lot of action, but there's going to be a lot of processing and integration that's going to come in. As I was meditating before coming on, I had really connected with Jesus. And so I felt drawn to pull a card from my Divine Masters Oracle. It is the Jesus card, and it's acts of service. When you serve, the universe serves you. So I'm going to read that message to you because, like I said, I just felt completely drawn, just connected to Jesus just right before coming on. And I know that, like, a lot of people think that you can't combine Jesus and tarot, but I hope that I will be the one who can show you that you can. I was one of the ones who completely misunderstood, what this all was as well, just because of my upbringing and beliefs in the Christianity. I did not understand how very spiritually connected this all was. I did not understand that, yes, that even though things can be used for darkness, and it does get used for darkness in some cases, it also can be used for the light. It's who you are is determining how this is going to show up, how it's going to be used, because it's you. If you are more filled with the light is what's going to be seen. So, yes, I'm very connected to Jesus, and I do tarot. So, um, let's see. We have Jesus, acts of service. When you serve, the universe serves you. Jesus of Nazareth is a bringer of truth and light. He is a guiding presence for the entire universe and a living, dying spiritual demonstration that forgiveness is possible and that a life of service will ultimately bring sustenance. When Jesus walked the earth, he was persecuted for his beliefs and bravery, yet he still loved everyone, for he saw the world through the eyes of the divine. Jesus is everywhere at once. He is with you right now. Like the angels, he awaits your call, and with the help of the angels, he can restore you to your natural light filled self. When you call on him, he will bring light to your mind. His presence removes the blindfolds that prevent you from seeing all blockages that stand between you and your growth. Jesus may be a spiritual teacher, but he loves to be seen as a friend and brother. He comes to us as an equal and doesn't want us to idolize him, but to see that what he has, we have too. Your message. When this card appears, you are being invited to tune into the energy of service. Service is showing up with a generous heart and sharing your gifts in a way that can help the expansion of the world. It's important not to confuse the energy of service with charity, for these are two different energies, and when you serve, it is okay for your gifts, talents, and service to be honored in an energetic exchange. Today, the light of heaven is encouraging you to recognize that you deserve to be honored for the talents that you share. Jesus is here to help you move beyond any old ideas that you have to give until you are empty. You aren't here to live empty or half full. The divine plan is for you to enjoy fulfillment and abundance. Instead of asking the universe or God to use you, ask to be guided to serve in a way that also serves you. When you are full and overflowing, you have more energy and resources to share with others. So I think that that was a good part of that message, is that a lot of people do think that with the spiritual gifts that you shouldn't be um, paid for that service. And it's an energetic exchange. It's the thing that helps support you to be able to continue to offer the service. I mean, because like that's part of, my situation right now is I am spread so thin that this thing right here that I actually want to do, I don't have as much time as I want to do it. And so if I'm able to be supported in this path, that's going to give me more opportunity to be able to do this for other people and to share the messages that are coming out for other people. So if that's your same belief system, is that spiritual gifts are not meant to be like a business type thing. You're not supposed to be paid for that. I think that that's something that you need to probably sit and inspect that belief system as to, where that comes from and why that feels that way for you. All right. So before I start pulling more cards, I want to do the invocation to call in the spirit team, and we'll take 3 deep breaths together to ground in the energy. So if you'll close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. All right, breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, my higher self and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right, so I've got a few decks out already. I've got the Gilded Tarot by Barbara Moore. So I'm going to pull a little spread from that just to kind of see what energy is coming for the week ahead. What we don't see coming is really what I'm looking at most. And then I'll pull some cards. I've got Love Who You Are Oracle and the Lightworkers Oracle. The Lightworker Oracle is one of my favorites. All right, so I'm going to set intentions as I shuffle. I set the intention that anyone who needs to hear the messages that come out in this reading will find it at the time they need it most. I set the intention that anyone who comes across this message, there is something in here for you. I set the intention that all the messages that come out will be for our highest good. I set the intention that I will be given very clear messages, be given all the right words, phrases, and anything needed in order to communicate the message as clearly as possible so that it can be received as it was intended. All right. Let's see what's going to come out for this week coming up, the first week of February. All right. So let's see what's going on. What do we not see coming this first week of February? Oh my. We have Justice and the Hierophant out. And the 9 of Cups. Wow. Okay. And one more. And Judgment. Wow. Okay. These are some big cards. We've got Justice. That is making things right. This is the Libra energy. We've got the Hierophant. This is about your belief systems. The Hierophant is Taurus energy. The 9 of Cups. This is a gift. This is a gift from God that is being given. And then Judgment. Judgment is Scorpio energy. This is a call being placed on your life. So I thought this week wasn't going to be very significant. 3 major arcanas coming out of 4 cards tells me that this is probably going to be a significant week. So what is this justice that's coming in? What is the justice? We have the 6 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. So the 6 of okay, these 3 cards together, those 3 cards together, especially these 2 together, give me a third party energy, because the 3 of Cups, you see the 3 people, the 3 in that, but then the 5 of Swords is about cheating. So those 2 together definitely feel like third party energy. And then the 6 of Pentacles is an imbalance in a relationship. So typically you have one one person standing way over the other, begging, you've got one person down here begging for attention from another person. So the justice is coming to this situation, to that type of situation. So the Hierophant is about your belief system. I'm going to read that one. Okay. The message of the Hierophant reminds us that the marvelous accomplishments of humankind and of the great resources of knowledge that are available to us. Respect the achievements of generations past. Use that knowledge to create with usefulness and beauty. Do not disdain tradition out of hand, but see what wonderful things it has to offer. Be aware of following tradition blindly. Do not accept all knowledge without question, rather question authority. Make sure all beliefs and practices make sense to your own heart and mind before you make them a part of your life. So your belief systems may be coming to focus this week. And I mean, if it's connected to this, justice, to this third party energy, and plus when you see justice and the Hierophant together, so the Hierophant is about commitments, it's about marriage. Justice could even be, a divorce situation that is coming or has happened. A divorce situation that has happened, that has ended out this cheating situation, is bringing in this Nine of Cups energy. The Nine of Cups energy is that gift from God. So what is the gift? We have the Knight of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Wow. So we've gotten 3 of the threes out. So we've got the Three of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Swords. So the Three of Wands, that's our expectations, is the three. That's what's missing. So the gift here, there's a heartbreak that happens in this. So the ending, I think, is part of the gift. But it gets you clear because the Knight of Swords, he knows what he wants. He's going after what he wants. And the Three of Pentacles is about collaborating with others. So, I mean, I feel like that's some sort of project. This ending brings in some sort of project, and it's a calling. It's a calling because that's what this card is all about. The Judgment card is about a calling. What are you being called to? We have the Four of Wands. That is the 1111 card. That is a twin flame card. That is a commitment, high level soulmate commitment. We have the Two of Wands. That's needing to make a decision. You're at a crossroads. And the Queen of Cups, that's following your heart. That's opening up your heart chakra expansion. So I do feel like that you are being called to end one situation. And I've seen this story come a lot, that you're moving out of a very toxic situation. You've either just come out of a very toxic situation and you're going to make new connections. And these new connections are going to be what brings you into your calling. And I do feel like that you've got, a very high level soulmate coming in with these 2 cards right here. And you're going to need to make a decision about this. And you need to follow your heart. All right, so I'm going to pull a couple of the cards from the oracles before we go any deeper on this. Let's see, we have Love Who You Are. I pulled this out just because February is usually just a focus on love. And when we focus on love, we typically think outside of ourselves. But I think that your main focus should start with yourself. Self-love should be where you start all love, and it expands from there. So these cards are Love Who You Are. These are really pretty cards. They have butterflies on the back. This gold foil on the side is beautiful too. All right. All right. So what guidance do we need moving into February to help us love ourselves better, to help work on self-love? we have flock together and cultivate peace. Flock together. So that's going to be working with others. To me, that's the connection back to this Three of Pentacles. And cultivate peace. All right, so flock together. When we gather, we have an opportunity to witness and be witnessed. Community strengthens our selfhood and confidence. Seek and celebrate your tribe. If you don't have one, honor the tribe within. There's a multitude of beings inside of you. The shiny, happy parts, the sad, confused, messy parts, the wild and unpredictable parts. Many of them are shunned or disparaged. All deserve a place at your table. When we gather in community or gather all the pieces of ourselves in sacred communion, we forge a bond of unity that helps sing the soul home. So, I mean, I think that that's just a reminder of how connected we all are, that, like, we all have a shadow side. When we start looking at other people's shadow sides and we can point out, all these things that are wrong with that other person, it's almost like we forget that we have those same parts of us inside of us too. We all have that ability, to be, good or bad. We have the light and dark. All of us have that balance in us. And some of us just show one side more than the other because we're not very balanced with those energies, but we all do have the ability. Cultivate peace. Peace is possible in any given moment when you're not living in the future or the past. You're invited to unplug from your ambitions and let go of any regrets. Dwell in this moment only. Let this now have no anxiety or shame. Both of those pesky guys, anxiety and shame, will be hanging around later, looking for attention. But you can decide for now to leave them outside of your house of belonging. Surrender to the peace at the core of your eternal soul. Hug your heart, submerge in a bath, take a nap. Your peace is a friend waiting to be welcomed. And so I think, we steal our own peace a lot of times just by being so focused on what has happened to us or what we are afraid will be happening to us. And so, like, while we're in moments that it's not happening at all, we're still experiencing life as though it is, as though we are, in these places that are unsettled and not in peace. Okay, the Light Workers Oracle. So what is our focus? Our spiritual focus. All right. So what is our focus going into February? Got a lot of cards out. I'm going to put some of these. Okay. We have initiation by air. And this one, like, just look at just what's coming out from his heart here. That's kind of been where my focus is right there. So, like, the significance of just everything just expanding from his heart. Initiation by air. I think that this one is important just because we are in the Aquarian energy. And then we have Dark Night of the Soul. So I have been experiencing some of this. I actually had considered yesterday that I might be going through another Dark Night of the Soul. And just the only good news I can give you about Dark Nights of the Soul is that usually there is huge expansion on the other side of it. You're about to awaken to a whole new level. You'll be given more gifts. I mean, it is an expansion but it's hard to go through. All right, so initiation by air. Let's see. You have a strong and powerful mind. The mind can be a great asset. It can bring comfort, peace, and strength as you take your spiritual journey. It can also be a dark and destructive force, undermining your power, making you doubt your own heart, and keeping you trapped in fear. The mind developed within a love the mind developed without a loving spiritual practice can be a frightening weapon rather than a liberating sword. How will you choose to use your mind power? Your mind can become more spacious and luminous if you practice emptying it on a regular basis. The radiant mind can be a mighty warrior against fear and despair, encouraging you with thoughts of optimism. When not given a chance to empty, however, the mind becomes full, overwhelmed, and with hold on. When not given a chance to empty, however, the mind becomes overwhelmed and with unprocessed information. Much of it will be fear-based programming perpetuated by mass media, which is invested in controlling others and manipulating them by fear. This initiation, which liberates and opens the mind, empowers advanced souls to free themselves from manipulation and control. The hallmark of a dysfunctional society is that the mind is expected to dominate the inclinations of the heart, rather than serve it. The mind can be trained to be a great manager, creator, and defender of what has genuine value to the heart. But the power to feel what has meaning for us, what moves us enough to rise above our fears and risk growth, comes from the heart, not the mind. The mind is given the task to feel, and the heart is told not to feel. Paralysis, confusion, and discomfort are experienced. As you enter into this initiation, you will feel the need to step back from what you have been taught and learn to question what you once held to be true. As you disengage from habitual mental patterns, you will begin to observe your thoughts rather than be swept up in them. Soon you will begin to experience yourself as the peaceful, steady light of love that you are in truth. Will the mind go through its motions? Yes. However, there is no need to be afraid of this. One step at a time, your spirit shall guide your mind back towards peace. You will change the way you relate to your own mind, becoming more empowered. As soon as the strident action of the mind, as you soften the strident action of the mind, you will see that you can use your mental gifts wisely rather than allowing them to cause you pain. Those who have a strong mental energies can accomplish much in terms of communication, invention, and creativity, but they often also suffer from destructive self-talk and mental obsessions. They may even be addicted to thinking, which can wear them out and create cravings for sugar that can lead to depression and illness. Instead, it is much better to regularly take time out from the mind and be in the moment, feeling energized, playful, and at peace. Your mind is a powerful creature. Tame it with the persistence, compassion, kindness, and strength. Give yourself rest and opportunity to switch off and empty your mind as regularly as you can. There is no need to judge or despair. This is an advanced initiation and one that is brought to you only when you are ready. Consider it as a sign of your spiritual progress. The world will benefit from you as you learn to handle your mental energies more constructively. This oracle is indeed an omen of greater peace and happiness in your imminent future. So that's two cards of peace that came out. And just by calming the mind, this one told you how to attain the peace that it was talking about, is by calming the mind. That's what meditation is. And I think that a lot of people get confused about meditation because they think that there's something that they have to try to do. If you're trying to do anything, you've already messed it up, because meditation is not something that you do. It's an allowing, it's an emptying, and you do it all the time without even thinking about it. So a lot of times we can be meditative, like in the shower or when we're driving. Anytime that you just kind of allow yourself to kind of just, your mind just wanders. It's released. It's not obsessed. There's a difference between, just active mental activity where it's obsessed. You're trying to figure something out. Why did this happen? Why did they do this? No, in this moment, you're not even trying to do anything. It's just going. It's just going. You're just allowing whatever to come in. And sometimes things will come into your focus and you'll just sit with that for a minute and be like, huh, that's interesting. What else do I need to know about that? And you'll just kind of go deeper in that one little thing, and then you'll allow it to go again. But you're not giving yourself, you're not judging anything that's coming in. Like, you're allowing yourself to just kind of observe what's coming up, like it was talking about, and you're not adding judgment to anything just because it came up. You're just, and if it's something that like that does not resonate with me, I don't like, especially the fear things, you can let those things go and just move on to the next thing. All right, so we have Dark Night of the Soul. You're ready for a more real and radiant relationship with the divine. Your preconceived ideas of safe your preconceived ideas and safe limiting beliefs may be sacrificed in order for this to happen. To the divine, these are only the clothing of your spirit. They are impediments to the absolute intimacy the divine seeks within you. You might feel vulnerable or uncertain as the divine goes about stripping away these barriers. This is when you enter the dark night of the soul. You understand that there is nothing to rely upon but the divine, and you will find it difficult to trust at times. This night will end, however, and the sweetness of the divine dawning in your heart shall render all worthwhile. But for now, you are meant to feel exactly as you feel. You are not doing something wrong. You are moving closer to the divine. Even though you are already on a spiritual path this lifetime, you can go deeper. Sometimes people know this and yet are afraid. Familiar with emotional drama, they are hesitant to let go of what they know, even if that is emotional suffering and mental anguish. That fear prevents them from being willing to trust in the loving hand reaching out to them. It might seem silly, yet letting go of fear to take hold of the hand of love can be extraordinarily difficult. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you don't trust that love will hold you, letting go can seem like allowing yourself to fall into an abyss. A feeling of madness may plague you as you wonder if you are sane to leave a known world behind you and enter into the darkness of your own doubt and fear. You sense that the old self and the familiar ways will not survive this dark night, even if you know in your heart that this sort of spiritual death is an opening to a new life, and it can still be profoundly confronting. The only way to end the dark night is to go through it, to endure it, and know that although you will not understand how it could be possible, it will transform itself into the sweetest grace. In time, you shall be on your knees, not in despairing prayer, but in gratitude, peace, and devotion. Though it begins as a challenge, the dark night of the soul will become a saving grace. Uh, it will become a saving grace. Love knows that you are ready. No matter what you may think at this moment of struggle, you are ready to take this spiritual test and emerge more in love with the divine than ever. Remember that this is an advanced initiation, therefore challenging at a profound spiritual level. Therefore, get some support. Even though you walk the path alone, another can help bear witness to your process and remind you that you are on a noble path of empowerment, love, and truth. Also, although you may feel your guidance has abandoned you, in truth, they are with you ever more closely, whispering words of encouragement, hope, and love. Look for the love within and let it guide you through the dark night. It will lead you faithfully and in perfect divine timing, in the light of your sweetest morning. Invocation. The dark night of the soul is love calling me into light, calling me to let go of fear, to release my every doubt and say instead, I know that love is more real, more powerful than anything else, always. So I accept love's power and grace, and I invite the healing presence of unconditional divine love into my heart now. Bring me the peace and spiritual blessing that I need to be freed from the darkness and open to the sweet light of love's truth. May all beings caught in darkness be assisted by unconditional love to see, feel, and know that the path of love is theirs forever. Through my own free will, so be it. So, I mean, this resonates with me so much just from what I'm going through currently. I mean, I have had so much triggered in the past. It's been over a month that I have just really been going through a lot of just, I mean, deep heart stuff. And the message I keep getting with it is that the heartbreak, this dark night, is the thing needed to get me to that next level. And yeah, I'm very connected with that. So let me come back to the tarot and let's just see, what is our best move forward going into this week? What is our best move forward? We have the Page of Pentacles, that's manifesting in a new opportunity. The Empress, so that's the divine feminine energy. I think that that's just kind of sitting in your power, not trying to force things, just allowing what is meant for you to come to you. And then the Two of Swords, that is making a very difficult decision. So the Page of Pentacles, again, that's manifesting in a new opportunity. But this, like I said, it's sitting in your power, your divine feminine power. And then the Two of Swords is that very difficult decision. So the Two of Swords for me is this fighting with this. This thinks that it knows what needs to happen. And this is just like fighting against what this is telling it needs to happen. So truth comes from here. Truth comes from here. So when you're making this decision and you're fighting here and here, truth comes from here. Okay. Is there anything else I want to look at before I close this out? Any final messages that want to come out that we need to know going into this next week, the beginning of February? We have the Ten of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So the Ten of Wands it's about heavy burdens. Let me see how she says it here. Okay. A purposeful man carries his large burden through the night towards the morning sky. He is almost done with his wearisome task. The full moon hiding behind the clouds and approaching dawn indicates the end of a cycle, even if the end isn't completely in sight. This card echoes the turning of the wheel of fortune. The deer watch silently from a distance, perhaps inspiring the man with their quiet strength. You are nearly finished with an arduous task. You may be exhausted, but the light at the end of the tunnel, like a beautiful sunrise, gives you the determination to see this through. Draw on your most basic instincts for strength to finish what you've started. Be aware of stopping too soon. Don't let the relief of seeing the end of the situation cause you to falter. Rather, let it focus your actions. So I definitely understand that last part is like, you're so close that you're almost ready to release, but you're not there yet. You're not there yet. So, but I like that it mentioned the full moon, because I do feel like that full moon in Leo definitely activated a whole lot. It definitely inspired me to do very courageous things and take action in ways that I did not expect myself to do. So the Page of Swords, is about learning new things. It's also a message. Message with the Knight of Wands is reckless and passion. So I'm just going to have to read these to put this together because I'm not getting a clear picture of what's trying to be said here. All right, the Page of Swords. Okay. You are ready to face a new challenge. The theory and logic is clear to you. You have all the tools that you need. You know exactly what to do and how to do it. Yet you feel inexplicably scared. Your fear isn't unusual, though. There is no substitute for experience, and that is something that you don't have at this point. Know that regardless of the outcome, you will have done the best that you possibly can. Be aware of overanalyzing. Swords are the suit of intellect, so there's a danger of thinking about something so much that you become paralyzed with worry. The Page of Swords can indicate a message, usually pertaining to a current problem, issue, or belief system. So I think that that is connected to some of the stuff that if you've, like, I know I did, I activated new things. And so I am a beginner in things and I'm stepping out in new ways. And so I have to allow myself that beginner stage, knowing that it may not be perfect in that first step, but as I keep going down that path, I'm going to get better. The experience is going to help me gain, to help me grow and expand and do better on, that thing that I'm trying to start that I'm not good at right now. The Knight of Wands is, let's see. Your passion is moving you ahead very quickly. Whatever you are facing, you are very excited about it. You feel no fear, although you are certainly feeling a heady adrenaline rush. You are ready for a grand adventure. If one doesn't come to you, you will go find it. Be aware of recklessness. Remember that fools and the Knight of Wands rush in where angels fear to trod. Just be careful. So I think that there is going to be some energy that kind of helps to push you forward in this, and just be mindful of not just rushing too fast, that you're not thinking things clearly. You're not really paying attention to any of the red flags or anything that might show up. All right, so I'm going to end it there. I thank you for being with me for this little um, new adventure I've tried here. So I got nervous a little bit. Hopefully, like I said, that's where I connected with this card. It's what I'm trying to do right here. I know how nervous I feel right now. So like I'm hoping that this is the part that's going to get better and easier every time I do it. So if you have found value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications and it will let you know every time I post a new video. I would appreciate if you can comment, like, and share. That helps tell the algorithm to just keep sending this out to more people. It helps to grow my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. I thank you all for spending this time with me, and hope you have an amazing rest of your week.